United Nations estimates say our oceans generate 50% of the oxygen we need. They absorb 25% of all carbon dioxide emissions and capture 90% of the excess heat generated by these emissions. Our oceans are not just the lungs of the planet, but also its largest carbon sink. They act as a vital buffer against the impacts of climate change. A number of projects across the globe are exploring an interesting theory that says sinking rocks, nutrients, crop waste or seaweed in the ocean could lock away carbon dioxide for centuries. Nearly 50 field trials have taken place in the past 4 years. Startups have raised hundreds of millions in early funds. Most companies are trying to reduce or even transform the carbon dioxide stored in the ocean. For example, Planetary Technologies launched an experiment at the Halifax Harbour in Nova Scotia using magnesium oxide. They added a red dye to trace the flow.
You add an alkaline or a basic mineral to the ocean, and that mineral is essentially an antacid. It neutralizes acid the same way an antacid neutralizes acid in your stomach. This alkaline mineral neutralizes carbon dioxide acid in the ocean.
Other companies are focused on growing seaweed and algae. These marine organisms absorb carbon dioxide from the ocean. A few other companies look at the deepest parts of the ocean as a place to store organic material that would emit greenhouse gases if left on land. These efforts notwithstanding, the field remains rife with debate over their consequences for the oceans if these strategies are deployed at large scales. Doubts also exist over the exact benefits for the climate.
The experiments that are being done now and the scale at which they're being done, it's pretty safe. The question is what happens when you scale it up to billions of tons every year? And that's still to be determined.
Critics say the efforts are moving too quickly and with too few guardrails. There's backlash by way of projects facing resistance in places like North Carolina and Cornwall in England.
You don't dump poison on your farmland, you don't dump poison in the ocean. And back in the 1970s and stuff, we created the Clean Water Act to ensure that we have clean water and we're not dumping chemicals into the ocean. And now to be doing that in the name of carbon capture, to me, is just irresponsible.
Even if these solutions do work in the long term, most companies are operating on too small of a scale to influence the climate. Expanding to meet current climate goals will take massive amounts of resources, energy and money. While we do consider that these projects might worsen environmental harm that cannot be detected in small trials, it is pertinent to reiterate here that last year marked the hottest year in Earth's history and global carbon emissions are projected to reach another all-time high. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.